Morning, Pottinger's class.
Morning.
Today we finished 5.2, multiplying fractions and the area model. Can you multiply fractions?
Yeah.
All right, area model we're going to talk about in a second. Factor. A factor is a number that easily goes into. Factors help us do what? And a factor is always going to be. We would be great if we could do those together. It's going to be smaller to or equal to the given number. Can a factor ever be bigger than the given number? No, factors that are bigger can't go into a smaller number, right? Okay, sweet. Product and simplify, I think we're pretty good with those. Let's move to number 5. All right, so here's our problem. 2/3 times 1/2, yes? When we multiply fractions, we multiply the numerator by the denominator. I'm going to try that again. When we multiply fractions, we multiply the numerator by the numerator. And we multiply the denominator by the denominator. Do we need to get a common denominator? I'm going to try that again. Do we need to get a common denominator when multiplying fractions? I'm going to try that again. Do we need to get a common denominator when multiplying fractions? No. So once we get our answer of 2/6, we reduced using common factors, and we have a final answer, yes? Now, if we were to do the area model, again, we're using this problem right here for this area model right there. What is the first step in making an area model?
Rectangle.
Draw the rectangle. Then we need to label our rectangle with what we're multiplying with, yes? So the first multiplier, 2/3, goes on the second multiplier, 1/2, goes on the side. So now that we have 2/3, we need to split our rectangle into thirds, yes? So the denominator tells us what to split it into. So we're going to split it into 1, 2, 3 parts. There's my 3 parts, right? We're going to split that rectangle again, but this time going across. Because 1/2 is our fraction, we're going to split it into 2 parts, right? So we'll draw a line, and this is going to be our top part, and this is going to be our bottom part, right? Great. Now, if we're going to shade in 2/3, we would shade in 2 of our 3 boxes going up and down, yeah? But because we're using a pencil, we literally can't shade in, so we're going to use the word T to fill in the boxes that we would shade in for top, yes? We're going to shade in 1 of our 2 boxes going across, so we're going to shade in this one, yes? But because we're using a pencil and we can't see our overlap, what are we going to use to show that we're shading in going across? S, S, and S, yes? We know then that 2 of our boxes have a T and an S, yes? So 2 of our boxes is our numerator. And how many total boxes do you see in this rectangle? 6. So our final answer would be 2 shaded in out of 6 possible, yes? And again, we have our shaded in box because they overlap with the T and the S. Down here, then we went through our process of multiplying a fraction and then simplifying it versus simplifying it and multiplying it. So let's take a look at this one right here. We just multiplied, got this number, reduced it using a common factor, got this number, reduced it using a common factor, and got our final answer of 3/8, yes? Same exact problem right here. Instead of multiplying first, we knew 6 and 8 could be reduced with a common factor of 2. And we knew 7 and 14 could be reduced with a common factor of 7. So we simply simplified and got 2 easy fractions, yeah? When you multiply these 2 fractions together, did we get the same final answer as above? Which one involved less steps? Problem 7 or problem 8? 8. Which one involved less big numbers? Problem 7 or problem 8? 8. We good?